Even though sci-fi movies such as Dune Part 2 and Arrival are both heavily overrated, the icing on the cake must go to the movie with the title Mr. Nobody, which is almost as bad as Blade Runner 2049, a movie that never manages to entertain you and leaves you in a pool of insane boredom. The real problem with Mr. Nobody is the way it just progresses at a slow pace, and some may call it a masterpiece, as it may be different than other movies, but it is just one of those classic sci-fi movies with a concept in which they build no entertainment into it. It is also a very important issue that the concept is very badly explained, and hearing Jared Leto tell these long, tired monologues just like he did in Blade Runner 2049 about replicants bores you even more. Of course, here he talks more about large concepts such as love and time, but you just fall off the story in a lot of those moments. Because Jared Leto, as an author, it does not evoke entertainment into you at all. With this kid as a storyteller, it is only such a move that makes the movie feel very much childish, and it will at times feel more like a family movie rather than an actual sci-fi movie. The movie is strange, ridiculous, and if somebody feels this is a masterpiece just because it deals with an interesting concept, then they just may have a very strange movie taste. Because really, the way it is done with all this mess of different choices done by this 9-year-old kid, where we examine what will happen if he stayed with his mom, what would happen if he stayed with his dad, and what would happen if he married that girl or the other girl, do not feel that complex when you know by the big reveal by the ending that the whole big reveal in the movie is that nothing is real and that it is a universe created by a 9-year-old, where basically all the choices he makes is the only important factor in this story. It would have been better if we actually had a reveal that actually was more complex. Maybe we were in a different timeline or such, and not just a simple simulation. Why a lot of people like this movie is something I can't comprehend, as this movie is so boring you almost fall asleep in a lot of the moments. Basically, they are unable to make it interesting, and this is that kind of movie you need to be fully immersed into in order for it to be entertaining. That is just not the case here, as they don't explain the concepts properly, they do not bring in any intensity, and everything in the movie is extremely random. Maybe it shows the color of different choices and how they can affect us and how you need to fight for love perhaps, but as a sci-fi movie, they can build a concept better where you see more entertainment, like for example in RoboCop or in Elysium, where you are actually entertained in the process. The story is also very close-minded, as you for the most part are inside a 9-year-old's head that really does not have that big of an imagination, hence the term childish. If the movie should be conducted on a deeper level, you should really rather hear the old version of Jared Leto tell the story all the time, or a different, more interesting character that actually came into the story. That all these choices are examined could have been interesting in some way, but everything feels very random in this movie, and you don't see a lot tied together, leaving you with a lot of questions and plot holes after this movie is finished. That's why, for me, it is a 3 out of 10 and a terrible viewing experience.